spread some love. Now this is one of my favourite men on X. And he said, make up what you want about me, so I'm going to say he was lead singer of the Beatles back in the day. Davy Banks, come on!
Yeah, I've left John, Paul and Ringo backstage. Listen, it's very, very great to be here with you this afternoon. Can I just start by fact-checking the BBC in advance, if I may? There's thousands of people here, and we know that, and we know that when they report on this, they'll say it was half a dozen men and a dog. So, BBC, fact-check, just to start with. Secondly, it's important to see positivity. And if we look across the Atlantic, we see Donald Trump got into power, and what was the first thing he did? He released the January 6th political hostages. Now then, even better, the people responsible for putting those hostages in prison, they're going to be investigated, and they might end up in prison as well. So, that sounds kind of good to me, doesn't it? And of course, needless to say, the reason we're here is because Tommy Robinson is a political hostage, taken by a corrupt regime here in the United Kingdom, a regime where we're standing amongst the remnants of it, and we need to have real change here in this country as well. And it's not just Tommy, because it's also the other people taken political hostage last August in the aftermath of the Southport atrocity. So all those people should not be behind bars. The people who should be behind bars are the people responsible. And I just want to briefly mention one of them, and that is the Attorney General of the United Kingdom, Lord Hermer, or Harmer, depending. He's the guy that represented.
Let's hear it for him, come on!
Hello together, and thank you for having me here. And we are all here to talk about the political prisoners who we want to get out, especially Tommy Robinson. But we should never forget the people who died in prison because of political imprisonment. So I will name internationally from 3 countries the people who died in political imprisonment. I start with the UK, and you all know Peter Lynch, who committed suicide in prison. We should never forget his name. I come to Brazil. They had a January 8th. It was the same bullshit like January 6th, only in Brazil. Clezon, he died on pneumonia in prison because Demorais, the Supreme Court judge, didn't let him out because he was too sick. But he was a political opponent. He said Jair Bolsonaro is the right president, so he had to stay in prison and died. Now I come to America. We all know about January 6th. In January 6th, we had suicide in prison. Matthew Perna, Mark Ernst, Gord Matcham, Christopher Georgia, David Hummel, they all committed suicide because they are standing up for their right of freedom of speech. We should never forget their names. Two other J6ers didn't die on suicide, but Julio Pessoa died just days after his release from prison, where he had been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He maybe could have survived if he would have been in freedom and could have the medication what he would need it. Bart Shively is released, has now also cancer. It's fatal. He got his cancer related to his service for the military, for fighting for his country. He would maybe still be able to fight this cancer if he would have got his medication. And I also want to name the people who died on January 6th. Ashley Babbitt got killed. Roseanne Boylan got killed. Kevin Greason, got killed. Benjamin Phillips got killed. All those names we should never forget because they will not come back. But they stood for the same reasons you are here right now, for freedom of speech. And we should remember on the 20th of January, Donald J. Trump got back into office. The first thing what he did after being president again, he released 1,500 of the January 6th prisoners. So my call is now directed to Keir Starmer. You should release all British political prisoners by Monday.